This is just strictly a dump cake. There's nothing mixed. It's all just dump.
Can you show me one of those cans, Mr. Perry?
Yes, ma'am. It's just dark cherries and syrup.
How many cans, sir?
Huh?
How many cans?
As many as it'll hold. About 4. Some Devil's Food cake mix, which you don't have to go big on that either. I got this at, I think I got it at the dollar store for $1.25 for the cake mix. So, and then your cake mix. And I'm doing this in a 12-inch shallow oven. It's not a deep. Thank you, sir. Spread that around a little bit. Piece de resistance. Semi-sweet chocolate chips. And just a couple of handfuls of them. And because it's cooked in the Dutch oven, there is no fat, no cholesterol, and no sugar. You cannot cook in a Dutch oven without butter. I think it's illegal. I'm not sure. Is there something to that?
I like your nifty difty sheath.
Yep, that's a scalp. That's a scalp sheet. Just take about a stick of butter and cut them in squares. And then drop them on top. Just spread them around on top. Bake in.
That's margarine or
Butter.
butter?
Butter makes everything better.
Butter. And salted or unsalted, that's kind of your choice. There on the butter. And for a little extra liquid, 1 can of Sprite. Over the top. And that'll just kind of help the cake batter proof up and get big and juicy. All right. Now, there is a little cheater if you've got a cell phone. There is a Dutch oven app that tells you, you put in what size your oven is, how hot you want to cook it, whether you want to bake it, fry it, or roast it, and it'll tell you exactly how many briquettes to put on there, and put them where.
Mr. Perry, can you talk about how you heated up your briquettes?
Yes.
and how you know when they're ready?
This is a Dutch oven chimney, and you stuff newspaper on the bottom and put your briquettes in top, like the newspaper, and they turn from black. When they turn from black to white like that, they're ready to cook.
Perfect.
Okay?
Thank you.
And I'm just going to take a guess at this. I'm going to put
What temperature you want to cook at?
about 350-ish. You may want to cook. You may want to cook a little hotter. It depends on what you're cooking. 350 to 375. Now, what I'm using is just I got this grill at Walmart. I was looking at some Dutch oven tables and they were like $150, $175. I found this grill at Walmart for 20 bucks. And it does great for one oven. Kind of keeps the heat in, keeps all your ash together. And what you want to do is and you don't have to cook on something like this. You can cook straight on the ground if you want to. It just burns the grass, and I don't want to leave a big burnt spot.
Mr. Perry, what's your ratio from top to bottom?
Usually it's 2 to 1, twice as many on top as on the bottom. So that's about your ratio. Okay. And then after you get everything kind of set and cooking, you'll want to about every 10 to 15 minutes you'll want to rotate this on the coals, and you'll rotate your pot a quarter of a turn one way and your lid a quarter of a turn the opposite way, and that evens out the heat to keep everything from burning.
Can you show us your nifty difty tool you use to turn it?
You betcha. This is my nifty difty turning tool. It's a lid lifter. You can get these at Lodge. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at Academy. This one's about 15 bucks. You can get completely set up with a Dutch oven, a lid lifter, and a chimney for about 150 bucks. Yes, and I would suggest that you buy the best you can afford. Lodge is kind of the top of the line. They've been making cast iron skillets and Dutch ovens since 1880 something in Tennessee. They still use the same forging techniques they've used for years. The lodges are actually pre-seasoned. So they say they're ready to cook right out of the box, but they're really not. You need to season it. And seasoning, to season the Dutch oven, you want to give it a light coating of oil and then stick it in your oven upside down, take the lid off, turn the oven upside down, stick it in your oven. You want to preheat your oven to, I do mine at 400. Preheat the oven, stick it, oil the entire inside and out, turn it upside down, and I set the lid, I do the lid the same way, and then I set the lid on the legs, because the legs will be up, you have everything in there in one whack. Vegetable oil, high smoke, you want a high smoke point oil. You don't use vegetable? What do you use? Flaxseed oil? Okay. I've always used just plain vegetable oil, it works fine. I mean, you can do what you can do. Right, don't use olive oil or anything like that, but use a good vegetable oil like that, it'll be fine. Flaxseed's the best. This is a neat little tool from Lodge. It folds up into that and works as a lid lifter, or it's a trivet. You can use it if you're cooking biscuits or something. You don't want it sitting directly on the bottom of the oven. You can set that down in the oven and set your plate on top of that and cook off of that. Or, like I was using it, you can just set it down here, you can set your lid down, and you're not setting your lid in the dirt. So, now you got a griddle, exactly. Now you got a griddle or a frying pan or whatever you want to do. You can cook on both sides of it. This is a shallow oven. You can see how much shallower it is than the deep one. And I just grabbed one. I meant to grab the shallow, but I got the deep. But they both cook the same way. And my handy dandy box, I got it lined with newspaper. It does two things. keeps my ovens from clinking together and clinking around. Then when I need something to start the fire, I got plenty of newspaper. So now when you get ready to clean it, Lodge actually makes a couple of handy dandy little doodads. They've got a plastic scraper, and all you do is take this and whatever's in there, scrape the big stuff out. Then they make a little scrub brush, and you can use that to get the finer stuff out, any gooky stuff, that kind of, and it's fairly soft. It won't scratch it, but it's stiff, but it's fairly soft and it won't scratch it. But I got both of these came from Lodge, so they'll work fine. But any little bristle brush like this will work fine. You hear a lot of people say, don't use soap and water on your Dutch oven. That is not entirely true. Don't soak it in water. But if you've got some gunk in the bottom of it, it's going to take a little extra juice to get it off. A little bit of dish soap's not going to do anything. Just make sure, the key to it is make sure you get it dry when you're finished. Make sure your oven's dry. And even after you do that, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and re-season it. Heat it up first before you put the oil in it after you've washed it, just to make sure that all the moisture's out of it. You don't want the oil trapping moisture in it either. So, because you'll have it stored and you'll pull the lid off and your whole top of your lid will be rusty. Okay? Surface rust, seasoning will take care of that. You can work that out. It may take you 3 or 4 seasonings to do it, but you can work that out without any problem. So, any questions, any comments, any ideas, anything I missed?
How long are we going to let that sit there for now?
About probably another 20 minutes probably.
Okay.
Cook, huh? Yep, it's getting about turning time. About another minute and we'll turn it. So, but it's very simple. It's don't be afraid of cooking in cast iron. It's very simple. Once you get your seasoning down, you can cook directly on it. That's the first ever non-stick pan, believe it or not. Once your seasoning is built up on it, you can cook an egg in there and it'll slide out just like it's Teflon. So I've got a friend of mine that lives in Hot Springs that's a cub master up there, and his family's originally from Norway, and he has some cast iron cooking utensils and pots that were brought from Norway when his family moved over here that are over 400 years old, and he still uses them on scout campouts. So this stuff will last forever. Forever. If you take care of it. Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to go left with the pot. I'm going to go right with the lid. And check it while I'm under there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the best thing about Dutch oven cooking is you get the extra flavor of the ashes in the food. So you get some extra nutrients and some things like that. So that's looking good. It's bubbling up through there. The Sprite's doing its thing, so it'll be ready here shortly. So.